Hello everyone, my name's Untogether and welcome to this next Geoguessr challenge where I try and find my way around the world without making an idiot of myself. And let me open this one by saying, look the hell at that. That is an amazing view. This is one heck of a... I want to go here, wherever this is. Let's find it quickly because I want to go there. So let's come down the hill if we can, past these two having their picnic, seeing probably the strange man with the massive camera on his back. So let's come down here. Of late we've been doing pretty well with these. We've earned some pretty decent scores. We've had some pretty close to perfect scores on a few occasions. The last outing that we had was a special challenge. It was set for me by YouTube viewer HCD199. Very interesting challenge. It went on quite a long time. I had to split it over 2 videos in the end, just because it ended up being so long. But that was because, like I say, it was in some very interesting places that took a lot of investigative work to find out exactly where we were. But we did pretty well on that. 26,000, 26,500 I think we picked up on that one. For these general Geoguessr challenges, just where we let the site decide where it's going to drop us. Obviously lower scores than that, but I think we've hit 23,000 in one term before, which wasn't bad going, or wasn't bad going at all. And this sign here is a very useful sign indeed. Now 15 kilometers to that place. So is this Chinese? Is this Japanese? That, my friends, is the question. And I'm gonna say it's... no, I don't know. I'm not educated enough to say it's one thing or another. So let's see if we can't see any more clues. I'm going to move pretty slowly through here. But as I was saying, we've done 23,000 is our best mark for one of these random throw you in and guess kind of things. But what I like to do, my mark for one of these, where I think I'm doing alright and not perhaps making an idiot of myself, time space continuum got a bit messed up down there, is 10,000. Because if I can score 10,000 points for 5 goes, I don't think we've done too bad. So we're finding it difficult here. It's only letting us move one spick at a time, which is why somebody obviously walked down this road, which is why it's taking us a long time to get anywhere. But I'm going to say we're in China. We're clearly on the coast. So there's still quite a long way there where we could be. I mean, we could well be in Japan. I suppose we could well be in South Korea. We could be in Taiwan. All of these sorts of places. The trouble is that I can't move more than one, plink at a time to get through here. It's going to take probably about 3 years to get anywhere with a major road or a sign. So I think we're going to have a guess. I'm going to say that was Chinese. I'm going to also say... I'm not going to say that because that doesn't make me look stupid. I was going to try and guess at the language. Because obviously there are many variants of Chinese. We're not going to do that because that would just increase my ignorance. So, coast of China, let's say north of Shanghai. We'll spot one in there. Let's go. Okay, very northern Japan. Yep. So I'm glad I didn't say, oh yeah, that's definitely Mandarin, because that would have made me look even more stupid than normal. But still, wow, tiny island up here. One of Japan's many tiny islands. Can't see that. So where's that mountain then that they're looking across the water to? Going to be all the way over here. It seems a long, long way to look. Anyway, a very nice place to go by the look of it. Perhaps, yeah, perhaps we're looking across here at Mount Rashiri. Perhaps that's so huge you can see it from all the way over there. Wow. Right. 1,917 points, 2,000 kilometres away. Not a great start, but then that was pretty remote. As does this look. Now there's a sign or two here, so let's come up this way. And then we'll have a turn, and we'll see. I'll flew past that one. Strigavan Creek. Okay. Strigavan Creek. No idea. Let's bounce up here a bit and let's have a look at this other sign. State Historical Site, Alaska. Well, that's a big help. Old Sitka. Okay, don't know where those things are. Know where Alaska is, because it's up here. But Alaska's pretty big, don't know if you know that. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be split into provinces or anything like that that we can see. Now, Old Sitka, there's probably somebody who knows exactly where that is. There's probably lots of people who know exactly where that is, but probably not all of them are going to watch this. I'd like it if they did. I would enjoy that if they did. They're probably not going to. So we know we're in Alaska. Let's see if we can't. Estuary Loop and Bayside Loop. Doesn't give us any place names or anything like that. Let's zoom out here. Oop. That's just a bit to park. So our road comes back down here. There doesn't seem to be a lot there, so let's go back down this way. Let's see if we can't get to the other side of here. Keep on barreling down the road. And let's see if we can't see something. This looks like a hell of a place to come as well. Something about lakes and mountains. Are you a coast person or a mountain person? That's what they ask you, and I would have to say I probably am a mountain person. So Sitka and Staragavan, fair enough. Welcome US Coast Guard. The ferry terminal, obviously a small dock. A few container port, small container port there. Unfortunately, of course, unless you zoom straight, wow, even when you get in this close, there's not much that's named. So, see how close in you have to come. Given that we have a container port, I think we're probably going to be somewhere coastal. So perhaps we're down around here somewhere. Just have a nose around this coast and just see if either of those two places are going to turn themselves up. Nope. No, is the simple answer. Again, there's so much of Alaska that seems to be Disenchantment Bay. Not perhaps what happened to whoever named that place. Something bad must have happened to him when he turned up. See, again, there are so many places. It's so small. I mean, again, anywhere down on this sort of stretch of islands here, doesn't look like it. I mean, there's not even any roads appearing on our map or anything. There's just things are marked. Again, it's going to be quite difficult to narrow this down anymore. So we've got a small container port we've got a bit of a road. We had a nice day when the Google van drove through here. Again, if I had... Seatbelts must be worn in Alaska. Now, see, that makes me think we're somewhere near this border. Click it or tick it. See that? See, you wouldn't be warning people of that, you know, if you're over here, because you've always been in Alaska. You must be able to drive through somewhere to get here, unless this is for the ferry port, for the people driving off the port, unless they're coming in from Canada or from North America. But I think we're going to be somewhere near this border here with Canada, because I think people must be driving in across this border to get to wherever we are. But even then, there's so little here in terms of settlements and roads, and even when we zoom right in, we can't really see anything. So I think I'm going to play safe. I think we're on the coast. We are somewhere close to Canada. So I'm going to put my mark here, just to see if we're around here, just based on that sign, and let's see. Hey, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. So it turns out we were off the coast somewhere. So it's probably for ferry passengers either coming from Canada or from the mainland. They have to be warned that seatbelts are required. Again, well, according to, oh right, on that bridge, okay, that appeared wherever we started appears to be a bridge. What was that, settlements? What were they called? Stavanger and somewhere else. Stavanger's in Norway, but again, even coming in that close, they don't really turn up. Stavanger Bay is there. Anyway, 2,595, not too bad. Some reasoned guesses. Mountains and lakes today, that must be our thought. Far better this than the usual Geoguessr business of long straight roads in the middle of nowhere. We'll take this every time. This looks remarkably, I had one of these that was in Japan, and this looks remarkably like we're almost in the same place. Not this video, in a previous video we started out and everything here looked massively familiar. Sonne 30. Son or Sonne. What language is that, one wonders? I don't know. Let's go up the coast. Can't quite see. Right, so Thorleif Hansen. That obviously sounds like a Scandinavian name. And oh. Now looking at that number plate, license plate, registration plate, whatever you want to call it. For stuff in the EU, you have a tiny little mark on the edge here, which is blue. You have the EU symbol in there to show that the number plate, license plate's from the EU. That doesn't have it. So that makes me think, just that name, that we're somewhere in Scandinavia, but we're in somewhere that isn't within the European Union. So it could be Norway, it could be Finland. Sweden is in the EU, so is Denmark. So is Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. So I think we're somewhere in Norway, just based on the name and based on that tiny little fact, fact in inverted commas, from the number plate. I want to go back down that road. We want to come up this road, don't we? No? Oh, what does that little sign say? They've blanked it out. Google, you stink. Can't get on with that. Right, so we're on the coast, big load of mountains. Is that coastal or is that a lake? That's got to be coastal, that's huge. I presume that must be coastal. So, let's see if we can't get out of here. If we come back around the mountain then. Let's just whiz around here quickly. And we might find a sign or a slightly larger road. or something that would give us a road sign. Torge NO, .NO on the end of there. And we would, that just sort of brings into focus what I said before. We're certainly in Norway. We're on the coast of Norway, but there's a lot of coast of Norway, as you can see. So let's see if we can't narrow it down just a little bit more. Investigative skills today, we're not doing too badly. Well, we're doing badly in terms of points, but we're not doing too badly in terms of sort of vaguely narrowing things down. At least we're getting the countries right, which is always a good start. I think my lowest ever score on this, I scored 27 points once. I think I either guessed in South Africa and it was in Australia, or the other way around, and it was 15,000 kilometres away. I scored 27. And knowing how Geoguessr sort of grades the points, you know, you can still be a couple of thousand kilometres away and score almost 2,000 points. You know you've done poorly when you score 27. Bibliotel, half a kilometre. Is that going to be a big place? Probably not. But we've got mountains and we have lake and we have the sea. But then again, I've just pretty much described the whole coast of Norway. Yeah, we need a bigger settlement. I think this is probably too small to show on the map, which is unfortunate. A quick nose up this road. Again, it's going to be one of those. I think it would take us a long time, particularly if I keep clicking in the wrong direction. Am I going back the way? No, I'm going to go this way. I think it would take us a long time to yeah, there was. But again, Kirk is something or another, but again, I think this is far too small a place that we're kind of going to see on the map. Don't hit the cyclist, thank you. Co-op. Everywhere has co-ops. Where I live, co-ops also have funeral parlours, so don't eat the meat. No, I think I'm going to have a guess. We're coastal and we're mountainous. Well, I mean, this looks pretty high up here around Stavanger. Oh, didn't I talk about Stavanger in the last one and then say that was in Norway? And here we are. That's got to be a sign, right? It's got to be a sign that we're going to be somewhere near Stavanger. So let's go on the coast down here and let's have a look. Completely the wrong end of Norway. Wow, right up north. You'd have thought that'd be covered in snow for the whole year, wouldn't you? But apparently not. So we're right up on this tip up here, and even coming in here, I can't see the place names that we saw. The couple of place names, they're even too small to get on that map. But we got the right country through a decent process of elimination. We just picked completely the wrong end of it. So Stavanger, you are now officially my enemy. Don't ever come down my way. That's all I'm going to say. 2046 though, 1,500 kilometres away. We are a lighthouse. A desolate lighthouse in the middle of nowhere. Again, I want to go here as well. I know I said I was a mountains person, but doesn't it say I don't like the coast? 35 kilometres an hour. So we're not in the US, we're not in Alaska again, even though that road there says we might be. Architecture, I'm not really sure. Let's come back here, see if we can't see anything on this sign. Crafts and art. Okay. Old red schoolhouse, espresso. Huh. Crafts and art made in Canada. Yeah, that was going to be the next thing that I said. It's kilometres an hour and we've got this yellow mark down the road and that's English. We're probably in Canada. So, don't know if you know this, Canada's a pretty big place as well, unfortunately. See, this architecture just doesn't look North American to me. It looks Scandinavian. Just the colours and everything else. Wow. Okay. Let's look at our sign here. Driftwood gift shop. Okay. I'm going to guess Driftwood isn't the name of the place, but here's a road. Here's a whacking great sign. Prospect Road in Halifax, Tantalon and Halifax. So Halifax is that way, and it's that way. And apparently, in between making the turn off this junction to get here, it's turned stupidly foggy. So what do we find? Halifax, which is in a place. Halifax is, I should know this, and I don't. Oh, that stinks. Okay, just bear with me folks while I scroll around the entire map of Canada looking for Halifax, because yeah, apparently there it is, Nova Scotia. Right, this is the 333, unless this is, of course, there's more than one Halifax in Canada, which is a distinct possibility, because they do like doing that sort of thing to me. So the 318 and the 354. How can Halifax be both left and right? I don't know. Okay, perhaps then, since I don't see the 333 leading anywhere towards Halifax, perhaps there's more than one. Which means that we could be anywhere in Canada. Okay, let's go along towards Tantalon. Is it foggy? Is it raining? What the hell's going on with this? That says Halifax is 49. That's quite a long way away, and Tantalon for Tantalon, so we are along here then. So the 3-3, there's our 333. So Tantalon is 21 and Halifax is 49. That's why Halifax can be both ways, because this road goes in a loop around here. So let's return to our start location. We're right on the coast. There are some people there. Fortunately, we can't really stop and ask them. So can we get a little name or something for this little village and inlet here? Can't quite read that. Crafts and art made in Canada, blah blah blah. Espresso and what's her names. Now Driftwood was a sign along here somewhere, but I just assumed that was the name of a gift shop rather than a place name. That says Church Road. Hiking trail. Piggy's Cove. Shaw's Landing. So if we are 21 kilometres from there, I don't know, along this coast somewhere, Indian Harbour, Clifty Cove, Cranberry. See, I've got a feeling we're in there somewhere, but I can't pin him down. Peggy's Cove. West Dover. Shaw's Landing. No, I need the name. I need the name. I need the name. I need the name of our gaff. It doesn't seem to be Driftwood. So if we come back out to this main road, there might be a sign off the main road which tells us where you are if you come down here, Peggy's Cove. Okay, and that was back down here. So the post office, the bed and breakfast. Here's Church Road. Let's go back to our start. Can we see the lighthouse on here anywhere? No. But we know that that sweeps around there. Welcome to Peggy's Cove. Picnic responsibilities. Picnic responsibilities. Facilities. The Sou'wester. So that must be one of these roads that's leading down to here. Kind of surprised the lighthouse isn't on the map. So if we come back up the road, are we assuming so that's the main road that comes down, which is this one here. So we come down here like so, the church on our right hand side, it leads up around here. So I think we're just following that single road all the way down, and then that's coming around this body of water here. Go back to our start. So you've got this little loop of road here. Probably should have picked this up a bit quicker. That little loop of road in there. We are in here somewhere. There's that Sou'wester gift shop place. So we are on the edge around here. Let's stick our mark down here and let's get our points. Point 01, it's 10 metres away, 6,478. First one I think I've ever managed in Canada, because it is obviously such a huge place and I don't live there, which obviously makes it more difficult. So I'm very pleased with that, very pleased indeed. Thank you, signed Halifax. Thank you, Weird Loopy Road, where Halifax was left and right. And thank you, Tantalon, for showing me where we are. Right, 13,036. We're not an idiot today. Sonne. Well now. So we're back in Norway. This has been a really... and a body of water again. This has been almost unbelievable. We've been... I should have really got an awful lot more points. We've been, you know, relatively close to civilization. Pretty much every turn we've had, and some of the most beautiful landscapes and features we've seen. So we're back in Norway. Whoops. See, I could just walk across there and then walk back, and I could happily do that for the rest of my life. So got myself turned around because I think we're just coming back to where we started from here. Yes, Sonne. We will have to remember that. Oh, that's as far down as this one. So we can only go the one way, which is back this way. Let's zoom out a bit now then. Well, we can't go left, we're going to have to carry on up here. the road. Past all these bits we just looked at. And let's have a look and see. Uh-oh. Don't do this to me now. Okay, we seem to have got past. Just as I say that, of course. Every time. Oh, that's not a good sign. Okay, folks, do you know what? I know we're in Norway. I think we're just going to have to make a guess because I don't want to lose this whole thing with computer errors and issues. So, we're somewhere in Norway. Again, we're obviously very close to the coast again. Last time we were all the way up north. Stavanger's not going to let me down twice in a row, is it? It just couldn't. Stavanger, it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't do that to me. I know it wouldn't, because the people of Stavanger are fine people. So do you know what? I'm going to guess down here again. We're going to go a little bit closer this time. We're going to go here. And we're going to be miles away again. But let's have a look. Oh, Stavanger, you did me again. Wow, well those two places were really close up there. That guess and the last one were pretty close, but 2,250 points. 818 away again. So for today, actually nowhere near us. Actually, that was nowhere near the previous one. It was a lot closer. But 2 on that northern coast, or that northern coastline of Norway. What are the odds of that? So we got the country wrong once. We did Alaska okay. Okay, we confused a tiny island of Japan with the coast of China. We got a perfect almost in Canada, and then Norway, Stavanger did for us twice. So Stavanger will have you, but 15,268 is not all in all a bad score. So my name's been on together. Hope you enjoyed that one, folks. If you did, click the thumbs up or the like or the favourite or whatever it is that you do with YouTube. Subscribe if you want to see some more of these, and I will catch all you folks next time.